Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to English vocabulary lessons. Do you find yourself using very in every other sentence you say? Well, if that's the case, then this lesson is just for you. In this lesson, you will learn 25 advanced English words you can replace with very. So let's begin. Very calm. Instead of saying very calm, say serene. Serene. This corner of the park is so serene, I sit here for hours. Very busy. Instead of saying very busy, say occupied. Occupied. Ali is very occupied with his work these days. Very cheap. Here, very cheap is in the sense of someone who is unwilling to spend money. Instead of saying very cheap, say stingy. Stingy. Mark is really stingy. He never buys us drinks whenever we go out. Very careful. Instead of saying very careful, say cautious. Cautious. Be cautious and follow the rules while driving. Very confused. Instead of saying very confused, say perplexed. Perplexed. Students were perplexed in mathematics class. Very creative. Instead of saying very creative, say innovative. Innovative. Sarah presented an innovative idea of decorating the room. Very crowded. Instead of saying very crowded, say bustling. Bustling. This town used to be bustling, but now very few people reside here. Very dangerous. Instead of saying very dangerous, say perilous. Perilous. It is perilous to walk down the street in the middle of night. Very difficult. Instead of saying very difficult, say arduous. Arduous. Playing guitar may seem arduous at first, but it gets easier with practice. Very dirty. Instead of saying very dirty, say filthy. Filthy. Her room was very filthy when we visited her. Very deep. Instead of saying very deep, say profound. Profound. Everyone was impressed by his profound knowledge. Very depressed. Instead of saying very depressed, say despondent. Despondent. John was despondent after losing his job. Very careful. Instead of saying very careful, say meticulous. Meticulous. Bob is meticulous about hygiene. He uses dishes after washing them. Very different. Instead of saying very different, say disparate. Disparate. India and Europe are two disparate cultures. Very excited. Instead of saying very excited, say thrilled. Thrilled. I was thrilled with holidays plan. Very fat. Instead of saying very fat, say obese. Obese. Do you think I'm obese? Very nervous. Because you were worried. Instead of saying very nervous, say apprehensive. Apprehensive. John is apprehensive about his interview. Very noisy. Instead of saying very noisy, say deafening. Deafening. Music was deafening in the party last night. Very old. Instead of saying very old, say ancient. Ancient. These buildings were built in ancient times. Very scary. Instead of saying very scary, say petrify. Petrify. I found that movie petrifying. Very poor. Instead of saying very poor, say destitute. Destitute. There is nothing worse than being destitute. Very quiet. Instead of saying very quiet, say hushed. Hushed. The crowd was hushed during her speech. Very sorry. Instead of saying very sorry, say apologetic. Apologetic. He was apologetic about his rude behavior. Very small. Instead of saying very small, say petite. Here small is in the sense of height and build. She is petite but a graceful woman. Very ugly. Instead of saying very ugly, say hideous. Hideous. Her room's interior was absolutely hideous. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this lesson, please subscribe to my channel. I will see you in next lesson. Allah Hafiz.